to turn on your video feed. 1, 2, 3. Let's begin. So first, for 2 minutes, let us all close our eyes. Okay? We can just close our eyes and concentrate. Just quiet. 1, 2, 3. No opening, no turning left, right, or scratching your head. Just close your eyes for only 2 minutes. Okay. All right. So let us all begin our introductions. All of you have joined here for what? Anybody knows? What are we going to be looking at? Anyone? Yeah, you can unmute. Anybody can tell anytime. Yes, we have joined for kabaddi match, no? No. Yeah, no need to raise your hands. You can just unmute and say, okay, Rini is saying
I'm
first.
trying to
Okay.
learn life lessons through nature.
Learning life lessons through nature. Okay, very good. Vihan, you want to add something?
Sir, about learning
About
about nature.
learning. Learning about nature. Okay, very good. We have Rini, we have Vihan. Andrea, yes,
Learning through nature.
learning through nature. Can we learn anything through nature? Nature does not have a scale in the hand, no? Nature does not shout like in teacher shouts in school. Can we learn without that? Can we learn anything from nature? Yes, everybody?
No, sir. Yes.
No. Subhashi says no. We cannot. Okay. We will look at it. Maybe we can. You have seen plants, you have seen animals, you have seen birds, you have seen the skies. How do you feel after looking at it? Yes,
Sir, happy and peaceful.
happy and peaceful. Yes, like that, you can learn so many things. So now, without much delay, let us begin. Ours is a learning through nature workshop. This workshop was started by Sri Madhusudan Damle. Can you see the photo? I'm trying to bring it close to the screen. You're able to see this? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now, this workshop was started by Sri Madhusudan Damleji. Who is Damleji? He was born in Indore on 27th May 1947. Anybody knows what happened in 1947? Okay,
Sir,
Rini wants to say. Okay, Vihan, go ahead. Yeah. Yes, go ahead. Anybody?
Sir,
Sir,
when
India
India
got
got
independence.
India got independence. Yes. That was long, long ago, no? But you see, the same year India got independence, Damleji was also born. What does that mean? He has got a lot of experience. How much experience? How much our free India has got? Around that much only, isn't it? So let us see. Now he started this workshop. He first wrote this book for all of you. About him, he has founded this Midam Foundation, Midam Charitable Trust, and also KVM Research Labs, which is manufacturing Ayurvedic medicines. Ayurvedic medicines meaning medicines made from plants. Directly from plants? I think you all must have heard of Ayurveda, Siddha. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is from nature. You can also get treatment also done. So he had set up this, and since 1990, I think before all of you were born, he has been exporting to various countries. The medicines which he has made, they are going everywhere. Apart from that, he is also a teacher and guru for so many students. His students setters, people who have done a lot of wonderful thing in the society. So he has written this book. Anybody wants to guess how many books sir has written? Because he have written, so many of his students have written so many books. Can you guess how many books sir must have written?
So can I take a guess of like 12 because it
Yeah.
was the first number that came to my head.
Okay. Rennie says sir must have written 12 books. Okay. Anybody else wants to guess? Damleji, how many books he must have written? You can guess a number randomly. Yes.
Sir,
Huh? Yes, Vihan?
25.
25. Andrea has written 20. You will be very, very surprised. Okay, Sai has written 8. You will be very surprised. Damleji has written only one book, and this is that book. This is a very special book. This book is used for kids also. This book has been used for teacher training also. This book has been used for training of already experienced teachers and administrative staff also. So one book only he has written. He has written this, and that is something which we are all going to be looking at. He has done so many projects, so many things. Main aspect is we have to learn, we have to grow, we have to become a much better personality. I think some of you may be having this book with you, and if you don't have this book also, no problem. Oh, very good. I think Vihan has also got a book. Fine. So you can read the book along with me. We can read together. And if you don't have the book also, don't feel sad. We are going to be covering the entire book. Now you see, what is this book about? It has a big question on the last page only. Who has designed nature? The back cover. Who has designed nature? Anybody? You're all wearing nice dresses. They have been designed by somebody, isn't it? Okay, Subhashri said God. But can we see God directly with our eyes? No, it makes a big question mark. Now, okay, nature looks powerful, nature looks beautiful, nature looks wonderful. But can we learn from nature? That's a big question. Some say yes, some say it is difficult. Well, this book is actually a story, and in the form of a story, we are going to have 19 lessons. So it will be only for 19 days. But at the end of 19 days, we are going to look at what we have learned also. Has it made any difference to us or not? We are going to get to see it. 30 students, 30 school students enrolled for a workshop for transforming into champion students. Like all of you have right now enrolled, isn't it, in a workshop? 30
Yes,
children
sir.
had enrolled in a workshop. Yeah. Yes, Vihan, you wanted to say something?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. All right. So they had enrolled in a workshop for transforming into champion students. And who was the teacher? A teacher with a very unique style of teaching. He had decided, I am going to take this workshop for these students. So what does he do? He takes these children to different places, not only in the classroom. He takes them to playground, takes them to a barren land, hill station. How many of you like going to hill stations? Anybody has gone? Yes? Rini, what would you like to say something about your visit? When did you go?
I have gone to hill stations, but I had gone them quite some time ago. Recently, I've only gone to
Ah.
cities.
Okay, you've only gone to the cities. What is the difference? City and hill station.
Cities are more populated with
Ah,
more hustle and bustle compared to the cool and quiet and
so there is more
clean
company
of.
of nature, isn't
Yes,
it? In hill
yes.
station, you feel fresh. All right. So when we will enter into this book. This book is about nature. And what is this champion, students? How many champions can be in a classroom? Anybody? How many students are there in your school, in your class? 30, 40? So in 30 or 40 students, how many champions are there? One, two, three, what is it? Anyone? And I
30 or
will guess.
40 in a class of
Huh?
30 or 40.
In a
Like
class of 30,
in a class of 30, like all 30 will be.
all 30 can be champions. I think Rini has said perfectly, isn't it? Or only one or two can be champions. What do you think? Yes?
Sir, if they try, everyone can be.
Absolutely. So there's no competition between one person. I am going to get better than this person. No, I'm going to be better than myself. That is what they call personality development. Who needs personality development? Everybody needs personality development. I also need personality development. A teacher also needs to become better, isn't it? So this is a program for that only. Without much delay, let us now enter into the first chapter. This chapter is dealing with conflicts of the mind. What is the mind? Anybody? Where is the mind and what is the mind? Yes, Andrea, can you guess? Let us all have a discussion so that it doesn't remain like a, what we can say, just one-sided talk. It will be a interactive session. Yes, can you guess where the mind is? Anybody?
Though my only guess is within us.
Within us. Some say in the mind, some say in the heart. But don't we have conflicts in the mind? Don't we have this worries? Array, exam. Oh no, I have to do my homework. I have not done my homework. Oh no, what should I do? Exam has come so close. I have not studied. After exam, people have my friend after 12th standard, he was having the biggest conflict. Oh no, what should I do? Should I become doctor? Should I become engineer? This conflict was there. Then he became an engineer. He was my very good friend. After engineering, he had a conflict. Should I go to work or should I do higher studies? Or he said, should I become a lawyer after engineering? Now that is a crazy thought, isn't it? So when you understand the conflict, you get the answer. You can solve your questions of life also. So all of us have that. Without delay, we will enter into what is this lesson. Dealing with conflicts of the mind. The venue for the workshop is the school classroom. So the first workshop is inside of the school in classroom. All the students assembled in the classroom and took their respective seats. Soon the teacher arrived and all the children greeted the teacher with a good morning. After greeting the students, without wasting any time, the teacher immediately began with a question. The teacher, he says, what to do or what not to do? My dear children, when such a situation comes, when you can't understand the problem, you should contact your parents, teachers, elders, or your best friend and seek help. Anytime we have had such situation, suddenly we are worried. We don't know what to do. Such a situation has it come to us? Anybody? Would you like to share? Yes. When was the last time you had this question? What to do, what not to do?
Well, I've never really had that thought before because
Ah,
I probably just brush off this side of what not to do and I just do it at times.
ah. But then sometimes you get challenged if you get completely challenged in a situation you're not understanding.
Hmm.
Then what will you do at that time?
Well, then I'll ask like my friends for help and what
Yes,
should they
yes,
think on the situation.
yes, yes. That is the most important thing. That when such a situation comes, you don't know what to do, what not to do. That time, when you can't understand the problem, you should go to your parents, your teachers, elders, or your best friend and seek help because that is the best way. Sometimes anybody has experienced this bullying anytime? Somebody is being rude to me unnecessarily. I don't know what to do. How should I react? Like that, some situations come. So, in those situations, we should never hesitate to ask for help. Your elders, your best friend, or your teachers also. Instead of remaining in a confused state of mind, you should not hesitate to ask somebody. My dear students, many a times our minds are crowded with conflicting thoughts, conflicts, contradictions, antagonistic thoughts, creating confusions and fears of different kinds, which may not be real in their true sense, but imaginary, and we become exhausted and feel weak because of them. This happens, I think. I remember when I was in school. Yes, somebody wants to say something. Okay. When I was in school, I used to like sports a lot. Sports was my favorite. Subjects, other subjects, okay, take care. But sports was I was to very big, happiest day was sports day. So I remember in 12th class, my sports day was the best day because I got championship also. My house won. I got 3, 4 first place. I was very happy. And suddenly my PT miss said, so Shraddh, go on the stage and speak. That's all. How to speak on the stage for me, that was the biggest, biggest problem. And so I suddenly got scared. I said, you make me run 20 rounds, I'll run 20 rounds. Don't make me stand on the stage and speak. I was so scared. So, like that, anybody can think of some pressure situation in life. Suddenly, unexpected pressure because everything is nice. How does pressure come into the house in your life? Pressure comes or not? Sometimes. Who has
Well, I
experience?
think pressure comes when you start overthinking things.
When you start overthinking. Okay,
Yes.
this is
Or
one
if you're
interesting point.
underprepared.
When you overthink,
Yeah.
okay,
Or
when you
if
are
you're underprepared.
underprepared. Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't come like, excuse me, hi, I'm pressure, I want to come inside your life. No, pressure just comes like that, unknown, suddenly from somewhere. These are all pressures that make us weak. But actually, if you go little bit deeper, then you just say, no, there's nothing, not required. It was imaginary fear. This was what I was having. That is important. Otherwise, you will become weak, you will become exhausted. Sometimes you prepare for exams, isn't it? You study a subject again and again, you solve different problems. But when it comes in the exam paper, you suddenly feel, oh no, what if I make a mistake in this step? And suddenly, while solving, only you get doubts. And what happens then? The doubts make you further weak. So, in such a mental condition, either aimless fights take birth or we prefer to give up and accept defeat. Many times we get pressure from where? From somebody says something we don't like, then big quarrels take place. How many of you had fights with friends? One moment, yes, Rini, just one moment. I think Sai Sanjay, Sudha, Subhashri, and Andrea, and Sudan. Can you please turn on the video feeds? It will be very nice to interact. Yes? Thank you. Yes, hi, Sudhan. So same request to Andrea, Subhashri, and Sai Sanjay. Yes. All right. Thank you. That will be nice because as we go ahead, no, we are going to get introduced to friends. In our last workshop, we had one student who had the IQ of Einstein. Can you believe it? And he also, everyone became best friends with each other. So we are going to try to interact with each other also because otherwise, what is going to happen? I am going to come, going to read and go, and you will not be. The more you interact, the more you will be able to share, the more you will be able to understand. So let us continue. Yes, Rini, you were saying you can now continue. Yes, please.
Sir, I wasn't saying anything. I was just saying that I have had like minor fights with my friends,
Minor fights with your friends. What was the source of the fight?
disagreements.
Disagreement. I want it like this.
No, it's like
Other-
both,
Huh,
like if me and my friend like watches sport, she supports
huh,
one person, I support the other. Then both of
huh.
us have this fight and who should win
Who should win?
and like who deserves to win even more.
Okay. So I want this person to win, other person wants another.
Yes.
And over that, best friends are also fighting. Who wins is a different story, isn't it?
Yes.
So like that, little fights happen. The fights happen only among children? No, they happen among adults also. Big fights take place. Sometimes parents fight with children also, their own children also. Sometimes, sometimes fights happen between siblings. Siblings means children also, sibling means elders also. But what happens when we don't understand, when we don't go to the root, then it becomes a problem. What happens then because of those fights? Then unnecessarily we get troubled. So the student immediately, when the teacher says this, in such a mental condition, either aimless fights take birth or we prefer to give up and accept defeat. Like how Rini just said, no, with her friend, she was fighting over what? Because of what is going to happen, who's going to win? Like that, my fight with my friend on the last day of school. It was very sad. Best friend, I had a fight on last day of school. I'll not talk to you again. He went to a different college. I went to another different college. Afterwards, we were both laughing after 3, 4 years when we again met that we fought over something silly. So, like that, we sometimes make unnecessary, aimless fights. And then we either prefer to give up or accept defeat. The student immediately asks the question, Sir, I have a question. What should we do at such times? Should we accept conflicts or accept defeat and prefer non-acting or inaction? Many times you feel, should I add fuel to the fire if I react something? If I say something, it will become more complicated. The teacher says the simple thing at such times is to consult an elder, teacher, mother, father, brother, sister, or friend and take their advice. Whenever these conflicts come and you are not able to, because sometimes conflicts are some are small conflicts, but sometimes they are very major. What if somebody suddenly one adult elder comes and tells us something we don't like? Unnecessarily somebody tells something and you don't know, you feel it is unjust, it is wrong, it is not correct. It makes us troublesome, isn't it? Because troubled, isn't it? There, these times, what should you do? Very simple. Can you just all remember this and maybe even repeat after me? Simple thing at such times is to consult an elder, a teacher, mother, father, brother, sister, or friend and take advice. Yes, this is actually a very simple and assured way of coming out of a depressing situation. Yes, Rini, please tell me. Yes, ask
Now, what if
yes.
they give you the wrong advice?
Hmm?
What if they give you wrong advice
Ah,
and you
that
don't
is
know if
why.
it's
That is
wrong?
why you have to find a trusted person.
No, I mean they're trusted, but they don't have the same mind. Like they don't think as how
Like
you're supposed to, like the
example,
ideal way.
like now say what you do not know about. If I do not know a maths problem, if I go and ask my geography teacher, I will get wrong advice, isn't it? So for maths problem, I'll have to go to maths teacher. What problem is there? That you have to identify. If the person there is like generally, if you have some very elderly persons, who are very experienced, it need not be very elderly. I had a friend of mine who was younger than me by just 4 months, but he was like a wise person that I could always ask. I would go to him and ask, and till my 12th last day, I would ask him, and he would tell me, do this, and he was never wrong. So that experience you have to understand whether you can trust. And when you trust a person, then you don't have to worry. What advice will come will always be the right advice from such a person. So here, take the advice. Yes, this is actually a very simple and assured way of coming out of a depressing situation. Because otherwise, what happens? You have a problem, you're not able to solve. Sometimes you feel, oh, why should I take advice? If I ask advice, I'll become small. If I ask advice, I'll become weak. If I ask advice, I will look like this. You don't have to think like that. Because when you get a solution to a problem, you're going to be free, isn't it? Otherwise, that head will be full of all those worries. So many thoughts trouble us. So that is important. This is actually a very simple and assured way of coming out of a depressing situation. It is important to open yourself completely and seek for an advice. Do not remain alone in that situation, as it can lead to destruction of your personality. Sometimes we get so sad or not. Anybody can give me an example. What has made you sad recently or any time? Something. Anybody? Yeah, yeah, please feel free to unmute. Anyone?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. No, like
Yeah, yeah.
yesterday, I had a really big performance
You had
and performance I done.
okay.
Okay, and I had a really big performance.
Huh?
And in my group, we had 6 members. They were doing a choreography which they knew earlier, but I'd
Okay.
only seen it from afar because I wasn't in that dance. I was doing a different one. So suddenly
Hmm.
I'm in this one. So I don't know the formations properly. And then during the actual performance, I messed up horribly.
Okay.
And then after that, our teacher said that it was okay, which definitely means it's not great. It was absolutely,
Okay.
it was
Huh.
horrible.
Huh.
So I actually felt really sad. But then after that, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'll always have more performances later. I can always improve.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And what did you do when you felt that? Did you just, no, I'm not talking to anybody?
No, I didn't.
No.
I
No,
interacted
that's
with
a
my friends
very
around a
good
bit
thing.
more.
So that's the best decision actually. Because what happens when you become sad and you just lock the door? I'm not talking to anybody. Mummy, I don't want to eat food also now. Don't give me anything. Enough. Ka, this dialogue is there. I'm not talking to you. All these things we should not do at those times when you are feeling sad. When you are feeling sad, you have to open up and speak. Do not remain alone in this situation. You have friends, you have people you can care, you can talk to them always. Otherwise, it can lead to destruction of your personality. Imagine just because I didn't do something perfectly one time, I sit and then keep, oh no, I failed, I failed. Do you know best scientists failed so many times before making any big invention? There's a story of how the Ford vehicle was made. After it was made, first vehicle, they had forgotten to put the reverse gear. Then again, when they made it, they had forgotten to make a bigger enough gate for the vehicle to come out of the shed. So, like these are all simple blunders, but blunders only make us better afterwards, isn't it? If you try, you become better. Suddenly, like Rini said, she got a challenge, no? An unexpected challenge. But what happens with the challenge? Your mind becomes sharper. So remember this important point. She has done the right thing. I think we all also will remember this point. If at all, any time you feel sad, you're not able to find a solution to a problem, don't lock yourself up. Don't say, I'll not talk to anybody. Instead, talk to your friends, speak. So, let's continue with the story. The teacher continues. He says, coming back to what I was saying, have you observed when do fights occur? Most fights take place when selfish thought occurs or when demands are not legitimate. Right from childhood, we should learn to share food, toys, etc. with our brothers, sisters, and friends. Sharing is caring. We have not heard that or not? If you get a chocolate and you eat it alone, it will give you a little bit happiness. But eating a chocolate with a friend, both of you enjoying, will that be more fun or it will be better to eat alone?
No, sir, it just means that they owe us chocolate now.
Huh?
It
They
just
owe
means
you a
that they owe us a
chocolate.
chocolate back.
No, acha, but what if they don't give you? Then you'll become sad.
No, I will keep pestering them to do it until they do it.
You keep pestering them. But I'm saying, what
Absolutely.
if both of you can actually, without, okay, all accounts closed, no give and take. Come, I have two chocolates, or I have one. Let us here, have half. Wouldn't that be fun if you can spend a moment of sharing with your friend? I remember me and my friend, both of us, we were lying down and we had a style of eating together. He would eat one chocolate, I would also eat, and very calm and peaceful. It was like meditation. So sharing is something which is very, very important. Whether you have toys, whether you have food, never just if you see somebody is not getting in, if you are able to give, there is no greater or better happiness than that. Why? Because a selfish mentality cannot be satisfied. This is the biggest truth. I want this, then I will get happy. You get there and then suddenly you still feel unhappy because I want something else. The man on the cycle says, Arey, I am driving a cycle. Look, that man has a motorcycle. So beautiful, so wonderful. See, I have to drive a cycle. The guy on the motorcycle is seeing, see that person in the car, he's so lucky, he's having a beautiful car. I am on the motorcycle only. I don't have any option or no happiness. The person in the car is saying, see, that person has a luxury vehicle, which is much better. The person in the biggest vehicle is looking into the sky and saying, see, these people, there's an aeroplane going, these people are traveling on the flight. In the flight also, there is economy class, there is business class, there is executive class. Then there is the most chartered flight, no exclusive flight for some people. And from the chartered flight, one man is getting down. He's coming on the road and saying, see, that man is happily cycling on the road alone. I can't even get that freedom. What is this cycle? This is a cycle of desire. Problem is, desires don't get fulfilled only one after the other. You keep running. Has anybody seen a dog running after his tail? Yes. Who has seen? Andrea, have you seen? Yes, please feel free to unmute. Yes, Andrea. Uh, there's a
Yes,
button
sir.
on the left. Yeah, you have seen. Where have you seen it, Andrea?
Sir, in the park or somewhere.
In a park. So who caught? Did the dog finally catch the tail or find the tail?
No, sir.
Tail is behind the dog, no? If the dog thinks I'm going to catch it, but it keeps going in circles. Something like that happens. That is why we should not have selfish desires. Because selfish desires don't get over. One after the other. I want this, I want that, I want that. Continuously it goes on. It makes a person think, I want more and more. To the extent that the individual feels that he should have everything and all others must remain deprived of even normal needs to sustain their lives. Means I want more, and then suddenly it becomes only I want more. I should get everything. Everything must come to me, not to somebody else. What happens then? Such a person becomes greedy, isn't it? I have only 10 shirts, I have only 10 pants, I have only 10 shoes. I need to get 20, I need to get 30, I need to get 40. It is like a never-ending chain. People get trapped in it. Unfortunately, they don't realize that they will not get happiness like this, just running after. Try sharing your food. Sometimes you feel my favorite food. What is if I share, I will get less food, you feel like that. But have you, when your mother cooks food for you, does she say, I want to eat first, I need to get my share? No, isn't it? She offers to you directly. Many times we eat so quickly. I was very useless when I was a child, no? I would keep eating, not even bothering. I would not even say the food is nice. I would quickly eat it up. I had seen my mother would never ask, yeah, yes, I want to give this much for me. Let me have this much. Then one day I had gone and asked, how are you doing this? Don't you feel hungry? Why are you eating less? She said, no, no, you eat and my stomach is full. That was a dialogue. Is it possible? But you just try cooking for somebody or making food, no? And when somebody eats, you suddenly get a satisfaction. That satisfaction is something which comes from sharing. What are the things we can share? Anybody, can you list out? We'll look at 4 or 5 things as students. What can we share? Each person try to guess one thing. Vihan.
Sir, food.
Okay, wait. I think Andrea said food. Vihan has said something. Yes?
Toys.
Toys, you can share toys. Subhashri has said something very special, knowledge. Subhashri, I have just one question. Yes, Subhashri, knowledge, when you share, don't you lose it?
No,
Then what happens to it?
we gain more and we also share
It
food.
grows, isn't it? It grows when you share knowledge. You know, in ancient India, knowledge was free. Everybody could easily, they would share and grow, and that was how it should. Now, when you learn something, and your friend does not know that. Should you say, no, no, if I share knowledge to that person, he will also get or she will also get that much marks? Some people do that, no? So they purposely don't tell. But then there are some who share. What happens when you share? It becomes like a revision for you. And that revision will only make you very solid. Sometimes what you learn in school, that becomes so strong and solid that I have seen friends who are now in different fields, but they remember I learned this in school. And because of that, he said, I spoke in this conference, remembering what I learned in school. And because this person is understanding it, the knowledge will remain with you. So you must share. So we saw food, we saw toys, we saw knowledge. Any other? Two more. Two more things that we can share.
Common thing is stationery.
Okay, stationaries, that is also one thing. Fine. Anything else? One more?
Sir, we can give our old clothes to poor people who cannot afford them.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, that is also beautiful, isn't it? Has anybody done that? Yes? Just watch some clothes which are very old and lying and you are also not wearing. But somebody else it requires them and it goes there, no?
Sure, I wear my sister's clothes.
Okay, so she is sharing with you.
No, she just leaves them here. I just take it.
Okay, you take it. All
No,
right.
like if I go for any function, I will
Mhm.
assure you that 90% of what I'm wearing is not mine.
Okay, so you does she like it or she doesn't like it?
She
Sharing.
doesn't care. She has
She
her own
doesn't
set of
care.
clothes that she's taken with her.
Okay, so she's not having too much of. But what I meant was, and sometimes, some people who don't have at all. Like our unit is there, the village. Some of them have only 2 or 3 shirts, and their entire year goes in that only. So suddenly, when they get new clothes, they were so happy. Means for somebody, it is like okay, not much of a difference, but for someone, it makes such a big difference. So we can share things which are valuable. Valuable to whom? Valuable to the person who is receiving it. That also we can see, and that is also something. It's actually taking out selfishness out of our heads. No, will allow us to grow. You work selflessly. I became friends with one professor just because of selfless exchange of ideas. I did not think. Yes, Rini wants to say something. No need to raise your hand. We are not in class. You can just anytime. Yes, go on, please.
No, like, isn't it like sometimes when you're trying to do something, but
Yeah.
you're trying to do something good,
Okay.
but what if you're trying to do it so that you feel good? So isn't that selfish?
Huh? What?
What if, for example, I'm trying to donate to charity, but I'm
Ah,
only
correct.
doing it so that I feel good, so that I feel a
Ah,
sense of accomplishment? Isn't that selfish?
yeah. That's so. What we should do is we should not think we are only doing so much good to the person. It's like it is said, no. When you do good with right hand, even left hand should not know. You don't have to tell everybody. You don't have to go tell yourself also too much. I have done so much. There was one man who was doing a lot of charity. Okay, he was helping so many people. But while he was helping, people were coming to receive help. His eyes were down. One man was saying, "See, what is this? You're helping people. Your eyes should be like this. Your chest should be, up. You are doing a good deed. Why are your eyes down?" He said, "See, what I am doing is because I have got this, I am able to give. And everybody says, come from somewhere else. What I have received, it has come from somewhere else. I am lucky, I am privileged because I have it. So I am able to do it. I am able to give a donation because I have something, isn't it? Only who has can give donation. Who's not having can give? No. But he says, so that has not made me extra special. But look, everybody is praising me. But I am just doing it because I have got from someone else. So we can think like that. So Rini's question is actually a very deep question. We should do good, but we should not worry about the credit that we get from it. Many people, I gave a chocolate, I gave a t-shirt. T-shirt was given when? When the person was in class 6. When is he reminding? The person is 70 years old, teeth have also fallen down. That day I gave t-shirt. I think these are things we should forget. We do good and forget it. There's a phrase Damleji always says. It's in Hindi. It is said, "Neki kar, darya mein dal," meaning do good and throw it into the ocean like you are throwing a pebble. When you throw a stone into the ocean, can you pick it back? No, isn't
Depends on
it?
how fast you go after it.
Depends on
How fast you go after it. Like if you like threw it, like
if you are
instantly go
flash.
down to
If you
find
are
it,
flash,
you'll
you can
find
go
it.
after it. Otherwise, it's not a. It is having what we. Does it have a buoyancy to come up again? No. Depend how deep ocean is, it will go quickly inside. Then it's very difficult. So something like that, when you do good deeds, no, keep doing so many good deeds. You've all heard of Archimedes' principle, isn't it? You put stones inside. I think everybody has heard the story of the crow, thirsty crow. What did the crow do? One by one, it kept putting pebbles. And so the level rose. No? So do so much good that good will lead to a cumulative effect. But your job is not to look at anything else except it. That is something. It is important. It is an important way for champions because they don't count the number of good things they do. They keep going ahead. Let's continue. So the it makes a person think, I want more and more. When a person is selfish, no? The person thinks, I want more and more. To the extent that the individual feels that he or she should have everything, and all others must remain deprived of even normal needs to sustain their lives. This leads to a sort of chaos, and ultimately, nobody remains happy in the society. If everyone is happy, we all shall be happy, isn't it? When can we be truly happy? Say your sister is feeling very bad or your brother is feeling very bad. Will you feel happy? No. Their feelings will come. So you want to be happy when everybody is happy. That is how you will be able to actually be free and blissful. So this is something which is important. And for that, we have to let go of selfishness. Society also, if there is chaos everywhere, nobody is able to find food, nobody is able to find shelter, nobody is getting any support, everyone is in trouble. What happens then? Only chaos. No, there's no happiness in society. So if we want peace, we'll have to become quiet on the inside and also we'll have to help others. Let's continue. So these fights, we'll have to keep them aside, isn't it? If we want to be happy. Or can we fight and be happy? Can fights make us happy? Can fights make somebody else happy?
Well, it depends if you're like having a serious argument or like just a playful time. Like you
Now
don't know
yours was a
anything, they don't know
playful,
anything,
yours
you're
was
just
a,
doing it.
yeah. Now yours was a playful fight you shared about, isn't it? With your friend about
Yes,
a
that's true.
sports player, huh? It started out playfully, but it went elsewhere, isn't it?
I mean, it just ended up to me taking her oranges because I eat in the middle of class.
Ah. Yeah, yeah. No, the little playful fights are all fine. And I think what Rennie asked, the same question is asked in this book by a student. He says, Sir, what about the playful fights that we have with our friends and our brothers and sisters? The teacher says, Children, a sour and sweet taste is a tonic for all. Normal teasing and jokes should be taken in sportsman spirit. A little bit teasing, little bit fun, that is all fine, isn't it? Sometimes parents tease us or we tease our siblings, little bit. That is all fine. We can have fun, so it's not wrong. It's not wrong to play small little pranks, but there is a line which should not be crossed. We can have fun, but we must see to it that it should not cause physical or emotional hurt to anybody. So you can have fun, you can, play small pranks, little jokes, you can tease, that is fine. But it should not go to the point of causing hurt, physical or emotional hurt to someone. That we should not avoid. That we should avoid. That is a line we should not cross. There's a story in which some children were playing near the bank of a river. While playing, they found that a frog was jumping around, and it was a fun moment for all. But then they got excited while jumping, while enjoying, and in the excitement, they started throwing pebbles at the frog to make it jump higher. I'll just share a photo of the same. Can someone describe what do you see here on the screen? Anybody?
Like
So,
two
like
children making fun of a frog.
Okay, Rennie says there are two children making fun of a frog.
the boys are like just for fun, they're just shooting the pebbles on the frog, but for frog, he's hurting. He's getting hurt.
Yeah, the frog is. Look at the boys, both are looking very happy, no? As if they've got gold medal in like archery or something. They're looking at only that. But look at the frog. The frog is worried, no? Worried for what? Worried about life only, no? For them, it is small entertainment, but for the frog, it is a very important. It's a matter of life and death, isn't it? For the little frog. So if the frog had voice, what would the frog say to the kids? You see the line below? Can anybody see the tagline? What is written there? Anybody?
What is fun for you? What is fun to you is dead to us.
Ah, this is not the right fun, isn't it? This is the important aspect. So this is causing hurt or not? This fun is causing hurt. This
Yes,
fun,
sir.
what the children are doing, is it causing hurt?
Yes, sir.
Yes, isn't it, Vihan? So this type of hurt we should not do, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, when me and my friends, we were once just for fun, we were playing. Playing with what? We were playing with stones. We were trying to, as if after watching a movie, we are going to throw, another person tries to dodge them. It's a very stupid game to play, isn't it? Because if you get hurt, the person will start bleeding. We should never ever do that. And that was a big lesson that because my friend did get hurt. We were all like, yeah, I won. And then, oh my God, he's actually got hurt. Then Everybody was crying. He was crying because this person got hurt. The person who was throwing also was crying because he felt very bad. See, I hurt my own friend. So this is something. The important lesson here is that we should, like that line, no? What is fun to us? What is fun to you is dead to us. That's something we should not cross the line of physical or emotional hurt to someone. We should never cross the line and do that. Student immediately asks, "What is wrong about?" He did not hear. He didn't have a discussion like us. No? He just saw. I said, "The sir talked about the frog and the stones." He said, "What is wrong in that?" The teacher says, "Well, fun is okay to some extent, but the frog got hurt and was bleeding, and even then they did not stop." The frog then cried out and said, "What is fun to you is death to us." What's the message here? The gist. This story teaches us that it is okay to have fun, only to the extent nobody is hurt. So, this much can we all take a pledge or decide? When we have fun, we will never try to hurt someone else. Yes or no? Yeah? Agreed? All right, cool. Everybody, yes? That line of physical or mental hurt, emotional hurt, let's not cross. So let's go on. Fun is good. When you tease someone in a friendly manner and a jovial manner, but when it goes beyond this, it causes hurt. It is bad. Sometimes both boys and girls experience that someone is touching or pinching them abnormally in manners which brings discomfort to them. This is crossing a line, isn't it? Somebody is tickling a little bit. If you know that person, then it is okay, no? But if you don't know the person and the person does that, can you tolerate it? No, that is wrong. This is absolutely, that person is thinking fun. No, it is not fun for you. So you should not accept. Both boys and girls experience that someone is touching or pinching them abnormally in a manner which brings discomfort to them. At such times, what should you do at such time? They should take this problem immediately to the teachers, parents, or trusted elders. Don't sit like quietly and close yourself. Oh no, why this person did like this? What is this? Instead, immediately take it. Do not cover that up. They should never suffer this sort of discomfort and must seek help immediately. So this is the gist of the first chapter. First chapter is dealing with the conflicts of the mind. If you look at it, what are the points to remember? Number one, when there is a conflict in the mind, to do or not to do, remain quiet first and then ask a trustworthy person without hesitation. So, this is the number one principle that we saw. To do or not to do, sometimes you get a question, "No, should I do this or should I not?" Anybody has heard of this phrase, to be or not to be? Yes? Okay. Sanjay, would you like to share where, Sai Sanjay, where did you hear it? To be or not to be? That's the real question. Okay, in school. Fine. Rini, would like to share where you have heard? Sanjay says
I
he heard in
have
school.
heard in school because our English teacher keeps taking. We had
You
we had a chapter from Shakespeare. So
Shakespeare. Yes. So something like that, we get questions. Are, should I do this? Should I not do it? But when you have this, when you don't know, it's all right. Or should we feel very bad? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If you feel bad and lock yourself, what's going to happen? You will go into further trouble only, isn't it? Your personality will get spoiled. Instead of that, happily, quickly, easily go and ask someone whom you trust. It could be any trustworthy person. It could be a friend who's experienced, who knows that, who's trusted by you. It could be an elder, or it could be a parent, without hesitation. Number two, our demands should be legitimate. Because you see, there is something which is need There is something which is a comfort, and there is something which is luxury. All these three are different words, isn't it? Need, comfort, and luxury. As a student, what is the need of the student? Yeah, no need to raise your hands. This is not a
Learning
class
is
where
a
you're going to.
need.
Yeah, tell me. Yes, please.
Learning is a need. Like we cannot do anything without it as a student.
So learning is the need. Okay. Subhashri wants to share something. What do you think is the need of a student?
For
You agree?
education.
Education. Andrea has also said education. So this is the need of the student. Comfort is what? How you get the education, isn't it? I'm getting it in a very comfortable place. Well, that is fine. But the basic need is what? Education. If you have comfort and need is not getting fulfilled, then that is not right, no? What is luxury? Luxury is something which is excess, isn't it? More than required. So we should actually have a demand of only what is legitimate, what we need. As a student, my aim should be to learn, to grow. I remember my best friends. One wanted to do maths and learn in mathematics only. Now that person has become a very big auditor in Pondicherry. He's one of the topmost auditors. But earlier, he had trouble with maths only. He was not able to do the simple calculations. So what did he realize? He realized that my need is now to start working on my limitation. I will transform. And he became one of the youngest auditors. That was a big transformation, isn't it? So we should identify what is need and then we should make legitimate demands. Yes, I want to grow. I want to become better. Nothing more, nothing less. Then, third one, this is important. Try to remain happy and make others happy. So you try to be happy and then when will your parents be happy? When you're sad, will your parents be happy? No, simple, isn't it? So if you are happy, you are smiling, immediately the smile will be reflected somewhere else. It is something like that. So you try to remain happy, make others happy. And the last point that we saw was an occasional light-hearted prank is okay for fun, but it should not hurt anybody physically or emotionally. Meaning there are boundaries, no? We should not cross those boundaries. And we should not allow anybody else also to cross the boundaries, isn't it? I am not hurting anybody, but somebody is hurting me. What should I do? Anybody? Can you advise me? Say, I am not hurting anybody, but somebody is hurting me. I don't know what to do.
You
Yes,
can ask an
really.
elder for advice.
Yeah, but then I'm hesitating to ask, should I sit quietly? No, this person will change.
You still have to go, otherwise
I should
the
go on.
problem
No,
will persist.
persist. No, I should not suffer, isn't it? I have to remain happy. If I have to remain happy, I'll have to solve the problem. And if I can't solve it on my own, you can ask the elder. So with this is the first chapter, which is on what we can say, dealing with conflicts. The next chapter is going to take place on what is the right mental attitude. So today is Monday. The next chapter will be on Wednesday. So I just want, there's no homework as such, but I want you all to just try doing this small task in the next 2 days, no? Tuesday and Wednesday before class. Just look at conflicts of the mind. Okay? Look at what conflicts are coming inside of your mind only. They will come sometime, suddenly. It comes, you can, even if you have a diary or a note, just note them down. Is it possible? Yes? Can we try
But I've
that?
already noted it down.
Oh, wow. You've already noted down your conflict. Great. Do you want to
Sir,
share
I'm
it now
used to
or?
running notes.
Huh?
I am very used to running notes in class.
Okay, very good. So that is always nice. So you can work on it. So yes, all of you, can we deal with when we look at this, the conflict of what conflict you're getting in mind, in your mind, which conflict is coming? Yes? Okay? All right. So with this, we conclude today's workshop. We join again on Wednesday. All right then, everybody. Bye bye. Good evening. Hope you all have a wonderful
Thank you,
night.
sir. Bye, sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Ji.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. See you. Was it boring, Vihan?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Chalo, I am very happy. Same thing, Sanjay. See you tomorrow then. Wednesday, day after tomorrow. Okay.